Hey, so this is going to be a super quick tutorial for the user Bigona on the Squarespace Circle Forums. So you asked about one second, where's it gone? There we go. In a background image like this, you wanted to add a little watermark down here, or a photo credit rather. It's super simple. Use a block selector tool. I use Heather Tovey's one, and grab the section ID, paste it into your custom CSS, space, period, because we want to select section dash background, and we want a double colon straight afterwards, followed by the word after, because we are going to use a pseudo element. Open some curly brackets and create some space. So the first thing we want to do is put our content in there, and we need some inverted commas, and it's just going to say this. Here's a watermark. Yeah, why not? A water. Not showing though, no good. So we need a little bit more. Put a semicolon at the end of that, and let's tell it to display as a block. And we also need to give it a position, which is going to be absolute. And what else? Well, we want it at the bottom, so bottom 0. And it's already shown up. And we want it on the right, so right 0. And probably needs a bit of padding, doesn't it? So let's give it a bit of spacing. Padding, and we want it to be, let's do 0.5 m and 1.4 m. That seems like a nice number. There we go. What else? Maybe we want the font size to be a bit smaller, so let's do 14 pixels. And maybe we want it to be a little bit transparent, so let's do opacity 0.6. Why not? There we go. And maybe one more thing. What else might we do with it? Let's maybe see if we can lower the font weight to really thin. Nope, that font I don't have a thinner font weight for. Let's go really thick then. Let's make it bold. Yeah, so you can play with it with the CSS there. It's a pseudo element, so you've got a good few choices. It's obviously not going to be clickable, but there you go. And sure, if you had, for example, some sort of image watermark, I'm just going to quickly export one from Figma. What you could do is you could, give me a moment. Hang on, need to open my downloads folder. Pop that into your custom files, and then instead you could remove this content. You could give it a bit of size. So let's make this, I'm going to make this square. Width, let's just say 180 pixels, and height 180 pixels. Let's find out how this works. I'm going to totally not alphabetize my CSS. I'm just going to put it here. Background image URL, open some brackets. Find that WB. And that's no good. So what else do we need? We need it not to repeat. So let's turn off background repeat. No repeat. And let's do background size to cover. That's way too big. Let's drop this down to maybe 80 pixels by 80 pixels. And what else do we want to do here? That is, I'm just going to inspect it because that is not looking great, is it? There. Let's see if we can't make this a little bit nicer. Let's do the background position, center, and let's change it from size cover to contain. There we go. That's a little bit nicer. And it's just a scrappy little thing that I put together. I might want to change this from padding to margin instead if I'm using a background image, because if I'm using a background image, it'll sort of overlay over the padding and it'll fill up the entire space as you saw. But there you go. So 2 options. A really simple text-based watermark or photo credit, and a image-based one. I really hope that helps. I'm going to give that a save. Let me know in the comments if there's